The SDA desktop app is able to create reference connections directly between elements in two different accessible repositories. There is no restriction on what types of elements may be connected as long as they are visible in the SDA dashboard. The reference connections provide traceable links that can be managed, queried, and visualized, and that support several useful functions. As of the SDA 3.2 release, the desktop app does not support model transform connections, which can transform or copy an element from one model into another, and support compare and update for model structure and content. It also cannot create connections to SysML model elements in MagicDraw or Rhapsody. Let's begin with a very simple use case. We want to connect requirements in JAMA with software files managed in GitHub. We start the demonstration where we left off in video 1.1, after selecting a SDA Cloud project. In the SDA Dashboard Repository Manager tab, we see that we have links to several different repositories, including JAMA and GitHub. In the Connection Manager tab, we open our JAMA repository on the left and our GitHub repository on the right, and find the requirements and software files we want to connect. A set dealing with the autonomous functioning of an unmanned aerial vehicle. With the connection type set to reference, we drag and drop GitHub files onto JAMA requirements or vice versa to create the reference connections. We find the connection between the Flight Search GitHub file and the JAMA search requirement, right-click and choose Open Target. The JAMA requirement search opens in our web browser. While we're here, let's modify the JAMA requirement text and save it as a new version. A second capability of the reference connection is to recognize when the target has changed. Back in the Connection Search tab, we right-click again and choose Compare Source and Target. The comparison result is red, reporting that a newer version of the requirement has been committed. By choosing Sync Source to Target or Target to Source, we update the connection to the latest version. Now let's add another repository to the total system model, a set of JIRA issues tracking the progress on both the software and requirement satisfaction. In the SDA dashboard, we add two new sets of reference connections. Here we use the search function in the Connection Manager to find specific issues. Our JIRA repository has thousands, and use the same drag and drop functionality. Skipping forward, we now have 18 connections. From the Connection Manager, we can choose the Takeoff requirement and launch a local visualization. Our web browser shows the two connections to the requirement, and expanding the second node, the third connection, creating a three-way connection. The global visualization shows all 18 connections, 6 sets of triplets. The capabilities of the SDA desktop app are expected to increase in future releases. Watch our websites for announcements.